Please join me as I know that there is one presence, one power, I call it Spirit, that flows in, through, around, and as everything that we do every day. We are all individual manifestations of it and its perfection. And I know that the perfection of Spirit is moving through everything that is done here today, and especially in, through, and as Tina, as she brings Spirit's message to all who hear her voice. And I know that as they hear her voice, perfect blessing, abundance, and divine order unfolds in each and every life that is touched by what we do here today. And I am grateful to Spirit that says yes and makes it so. And I release this word for perfect manifestation. And we say together, and so it is.
What do you say when the world says you're through? You're standing in the dark. What do you say when your hope fades away and you're left with a broken heart? Tell me, where do you find the strength to go on to answer the call? The place to begin is when you fall. Where do you go when there's nowhere to go? Wondering how you're gonna live. What do you feel when it all seems so real and there's nothing more to give? Tell me, who do you call when the chips are down and you face your fears alone? That's when you reach down inside and become strong. I can achieve what seems impossible. I can, 'cause I'm a believer. You know I can. If given a chance, I'll seize the opportunity. 'Cause I'm someone who believes that I can. Why do you try and continue to try, no matter what the outcome is? Over again, you're looking ahead. Find the answer to the quiz. Tell me, why do you get back up again? In spite of how hard you fall, you'll find who you are through it all. And I can achieve what seems impossible. I can, 'cause I'm a believer. You know I can. If given a chance, I'll seize the opportunity. 'Cause I'm someone who believes that I can. I can rise above the clouds and reach beyond the sky. I can soar if I believe Just spread my wings and fly. Spread my wings and fly. I can. Oh, you know I can. You're given a chance, I'll seize the opportunity. 'Cause I'm someone who believes that I can. Whoa, I can.
Thank you, Antonio. I too am somebody who believes that I can. Not only that I can, but that we can. How about you? Yeah? Yeah? All right, that's good. So I may be preaching to the choir then. The talk title for today is Make the Impossible Possible. Now, this can be a course, because as I started to dig and dive and come into contact with so many amazing beings who have done the seemingly impossible in their lives. But what it did for me is it continued to activate and excite me and engage me to this adventure that's life. I'm definitely a movie, I guess I'll call myself a movie buff. I'm a media kid for sure. I grew up in the 80s. I had a TV in my room. I know I've already said this to you. I watch a lot of TV. But I remember growing up, I watched Alice in Wonderland, right? I watched Willy Wonka. So as I was preparing this talk, I dove into a little bit of Alice in Wonderland. I was listening to the original being read to me over YouTube. I love YouTube. And what I love about it is the imagination, right? And so to make the impossible possible, I came up with just 3 steps that we get to come into contact with on a more consistent basis in our life. So I think the way which we can make the impossible possible is 1, imagination, 2, belief, and 3, will. So of course, diving into Alice in Wonderland, right? And Willy Wonka, come with me, and you'll see a world of pure imagination. We grew up with this in our lives, letting us know that life is a world of pure imagination. And when and where do I forget that? Do I not come into contact with that on more of a daily basis? You know, as I get older, and I'm inundated with all of what's wrong and with the media of everything that's happening in this world, I don't really step so much into that world of imagination. I step more into the world of worry, the world of doubts, the world of fear. In the original book, when they were reading to me on YouTube, Alice is pondering, and there's the narrator, and it says, so many out-of-the-way things have happened already that Alice has begun to think that very few things indeed are impossible. And she goes on to say, curious and curiouser, right? What is curiosity? It is the strange, it is the unusual, but it's also the eagerness to know and learn something. So are we curious and curiouser in our lives? In Through the Looking Glass, there's a conversation between Alice and the White Queen, and Alice in that says, there's no use trying. One can't believe impossible things. And the White Queen comes back and says, why, sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast. So how many times, how do I start my day? Am I thinking of impossible things? And not the impossible that it won't ever happen, but this awareness that there's something that's seeking to be expressed, something that's seeking to be known, something that's seeking to be realized in, through, and as my life, in, through, and as my experience, in, through, and as my relationships, and that I may have labeled it impossible. And what we know about science of mind is that gets in the way of actually achieving it. This quote from Ernest Holmes says that the possibilities of the law are infinite, and our possibilities of using it are limitless. And we can demonstrate at the level of our ability to know. Beyond this, we cannot go. But we will constantly expand and increase in our knowledge and understanding, continuously growing in our ability to make use of this law. And why is that important? I mean, we just ended a series on spiritual mind treatment, speaking our word into existence, into form, speaking the truth so it's known and realized in our life. And we use this law. The reason we can make the impossible possible in our life is because we live in a principled universe, spiritual, eternal truths. And we have a law that activates this truth as we know it in our lives. Ernest Holmes does also say that the evolution of our consciousness brings with it the acquisition of new powers. Now, I won't necessarily say that they're new powers. It's the power. It's the power and making myself available for it to flow more freely and completely in, through, and as my life and our life. So we have this acquisition of the power, and because of that, there's higher possibilities. So it's all about changing, right? Changing this mindset, changing this awareness. Living in a world of pure imagination. I have a quote from Napoleon Hill that says, imagination is the most marvelous, miraculous, inconceivable, powerful force that the world has ever known. And that imagination is this mental concept. It's this ability for us to live in these worlds that may not have ever been experienced or known or realized through what we've experienced through our senses in this world. Individuals that can create these movies, these books, these plays, right? That are out of the box, that are out of the seeming mind of mentality and humanity and where we're at. It's a higher vision. You know, I'm calling it imagination, but we have this thing called the visioning process, and I think that is exactly what we're tapping into. Something that is beyond any constraint, being open and available for this divine idea to come through us, and it's imagined through us, and it becomes alive. It becomes a seed planted in the depths of our being, and we can't rest until it's so in our lives. So the average person, they do use imagination, but it's being used against them. They imagine what they don't want. They imagine that the problems that are coming. But if you just look around in this room, anything that's already been here, anything that's been created, the chairs, the pianos, anything that's in a convenience in your life, our phones, the internet, the car, the boats, the airplanes, all of this began in imagination. And the people who imagined it, I'm pretty sure were told, you're crazy. That can never happen. That's not possible. But it is. Look where we are. So it's about bringing this thing that's come into our imagination, bringing it seemingly from the future, because it doesn't seemingly exist in the now, but it's all now, right? But we're bringing it into this present moment. This is what happens. You know, imagination can get a bad rap. I was talking about being a kid and being a child, and imagination is sometimes, you know, old school schooling, where teachers are like, pay attention, stop daydreaming. Exactly. Stop daydreaming. You're not paying attention. You're not living in reality. And now we're talking about the reality with the lowercase r. They're not immersed in this world of what is appearing because there is an awareness in the youth, in the young children, in all of us available that life is more than what we see. And the opportunity to express and create a new world is right in each of us and all of us. So everyone is creative. No one is more creative than another. What do you think about that? I was kicking and screaming about that because I have a story. I grew up thinking I wasn't creative. I wasn't an artist. I didn't write poetry. I couldn't sing. I mean, I liked to dance, but I wasn't really a dancer, right? So in my brain, I'm not creative, but we're all creative. It's just unique and individual of that which is created through us. Some people create a beautiful home, loving and caring relationships, right? Outside of the box of what it is we get to create. And so we get to imagine ourselves in this fulfilled desire. We get to do that. We get to use that very energy of not just being an onlooker and thinking of an end, but being a partaker in life and coming from the end. Not coming of the end, but from the end, and immersing ourselves in that which we have imagined. Full body experience, full sensory experience. I definitely had this experience where, my mom had said this recently to me when I called. She's like, I'm so proud of you. You've grown so much. Because I was scared, frightened. I was like a little cat running to the corner. I was always behind my mom anytime we would meet people. I was definitely the wallflower. This was not in my sphere of this is what I'm to do in my life at all. At all. But I caught it in imagination. I caught it in vision. I wanted to continue on in my studies. The only other thing I could do to continue to grow and expand in these teachings was to become a minister. I didn't have the idea that I would be standing in front of people and actually doing this. There's many ways you can be a minister. This is just one way. So I didn't think this was my way, but I caught the idea. And it scared the crap out of me. What? You've got to be kidding me. There's no way I could do that. Many years before I graduated, JC and I went to a concert. It was definitely one of the Marley sons, maybe Damien Jr. Gong Marley, I don't know who it was. But we're sitting there as a magnificent reggae concert. Here he is, singing and chatting right in front of us. We're dancing, we're having a good time. There's all these musicians, there's all these backup singers. And JC's like, who are you on this stage? And he's thinking, I'm going to pick, I always wanted to play the piano, so he's going to say, maybe the pianist, maybe you're a background singer. And I pointed to him, and I said, I'm him. I'm the lead. And I was like, what? Surprised myself again. The first time I ever spoke in front of you, Rev Skip was the senior minister. It was during the time where you could still call out for COVID. So I was like up all night, sick and worried about coming up here. And I was like, I'm just going to tell Skip I have COVID. They won't let me walk through those doors. It'll work, and it'll be fine. But that part of me was like, you can't do this. You are here. You are here to answer this call. You are here to grow through the uncomfortable moments of your life. And he prayed me in, but I sat in his office and I bawled my eyes out and I said, I can't do this. I can't do this. And he said, yes, you can. And I leaned into his knowing and I took my butt up here and I did it. However it went. Not as good as it's been. History has proven that whatever we can catch in the imagination of the possibility, right? Those individuals who have caught in their imagination that which is possible, has made that which is seemingly impossible possible. It's created, it's broken through the human limitations. History has proven it. People have proven it time and time again, and I'm just here to let you know, you're it. Tag, you're it. You know, what was caught in imagination for others? So many things have changed. So many things have grown. I have a couple of just pictures for you. The first one, I'm not sure which one I have, possibly the surfing one, right? How much has surfing grown, right? This imagination, this idea that somebody could surf 100-foot wave. I would never imagine that, but we got people out there imagining that and doing it. Crazy. That's crazy. We got motocross, right? You know, you've seen motocross people on the motorcycles. They're doing crazier and crazier tricks beyond anything someone I could have imagined. But these people are testing the boundaries. They're sitting with their sport. They're developing this idea. They're doing 3 reverse backflips. They're doing 2 forward backflips, combinations with Supermans. Like, just what? Insane, insane. This is what's happening. Our basketball has changed over the years. It's faster paced, higher scoring. There's 3 points, revelations that are happening. Things are growing and expanding because people are in love with what it is that they're doing. And then they're spending the time thinking, how can I make this better? How can I be better? What is seeking to emerge through me? That is what imagination inspires. So imagination, number one. Second thing that we get to come into contact with making the impossible possible is having the belief. We know belief is huge in science and mind. Whatever you can conceive and believe, you can achieve. Napoleon Hill said that. So yes, belief in the possibility. Yes, of course, that's what I want you to do. I want you to change the mentality of it's impossible to that it's possible. But really what I want you to believe in is yourself. Audrey Hepburn says, this is a quote by her, just came into contact with, which I love, nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. So let's take impossible out. I'm possible. I am possible. We are possible. We are the possibilities. We are the answer to our ancestors' prayers. We're looking to change this world. We're looking for something new and something grander and something more loving and something more kind. Tag, you're it. I'm possible. I am the one. We get to believe that we are the one. Why do you think we love superhero movies? Because we all want to believe that we have that power. And I'm here to tell you, you do. You are the superhero. Embrace it. Believe it. Someone has to believe. Someone has to stand up. Someone has to be strong. Why can't it be you? Why can't it be me? Why can't it be us? How easy is it to believe in another person? Do you believe in other people? All right. Put that belief that you have in others, put it in yourself. One person can make a mighty difference. One person can make a mighty difference in this world. We all have inside of us reservoirs of untapped potential. We get to achieve the extraordinary, and all we have to do is change that mindset. Change the mindset. And then go towards the outcomes, right? Set the goals and do the work. And do the work. It's not just all mental. It is action. We take action in our lives. And what's pretty easy about belief is all I have to really believe is I can do the next thing. That's it. I can imagine this great, grand, and glorious thing. Right? There's a hiker that had the idea. I didn't write down his name. There's so many names. There's so many people doing amazing things. But there was a hiker that had this imagination that he was going to get to the 7 summits of the world in record time. That's a huge goal. That's a huge idea. That's a huge imagining. The next step. What's the next thing he could do? Just so you know, he achieved it. The record before him was 7 years. He did it in 7 months and change. It's possible. It's amazing. We get to trust the process. It is a process. It moves from, in our brains, right, the idea that it's impossible, and we give ourselves some space. It's possible. We work in the field of it's possible. It's probable. And then it's actual. It's a process. It's a moving through. This is how we grow. This is how we expand. This is how we evolve. This is how we do this thing, that spiritual life and spiritual living. Have you all watched The Matrix? Okay, because I don't really have time to go into this, but here's just a clip. Here's a little clip from The Matrix for y'all who know what's going on here. Neo, right, this one character, he's the one. He's been told that you're the one that's going to stop the war between the machines and the humans. And he moves, I guess I do have time. He moves through the movie, and he's coming into contact with his disbelief. He doesn't believe he's the one. And we get towards the end of the movie, and then this clip, if we can share it, Andrew? Yeah, cool. We got a thumbs up. He's coming.
Mr. Anderson.
Run, Neo, run. What is he doing?
He's beginning to believe.
Beginning to believe. In the movie, they run away from the agents because it never goes well. People die. It doesn't go well. He gets to a place of, I'm going to stop running. I'm going to become presence. And he begins to believe. So we've got
Grammarly
imagination.
now uses AI to help you
We've got
write,
belief.
not just revise.
The last
Type
part of
prompts
our
and generate
little
a
equation of
persuasive,
making the
mistake-free
impossible
draft in
possible
seconds,
is will.
personalized to your unique writing style.
have this
Download it
quote
for
from
free
Christopher
at
Reeve.
Grammarly.com.
So many of our dreams at first seem impossible. Then they seem improbable. And then we summon the will.
Run, Neo, run.
I can't read my handwriting. They soon become inevitable. Thank you. Thank you, congregation. And they soon become inevitable. That's it. It's the will, right? So we have the imagination, we have the belief in that thing that I'm asking you to do, that action step, that's the will, right? That's the will. The capacity to make a conscious choice, take the action. And this is linked to our determination, our desires, our dreams. And it's the will that gets us through the difficult times, because you know what? There's gonna be difficult times. We're gonna be challenged. Thomas Edison, they said they failed, well, there's two different, I don't know, 1,000 or 10,000, many, many times before he invented the light bulb, right? He persevered through the challenges, through the obstacles. And he said, I didn't fail any of those times. I just found out ways that it didn't work. It didn't work that way. But I chose to continue on into, wow, how does this work? I had a will many, many years ago that lived inside me.
Enjoy watching you die.
I've spoken honestly and openly about this. I had deep depression, suicidal thoughts. But there was a will within me that said, there's more to life than this. It was a whisper. I mean, it was probably a cry in the moment. Then it became a whisper. Then it became just a normal voice. Then it was a shouting. It was the will that said, you can make the seeming impossible possible. You can find joy in this life. You can find a reason to live and go on and do something magnificent. That was my will.
Jesus is killing him.
I have a picture of this individual I'm just going to share because it's fantastic. His name is Ezret Armagan. He is a Turkish painter. He is blind. And he created, it's a picture of him and some of his pictures behind it, you can pull it up. He created all those pictures. He's never been able to see. He has has a Braille stylus that he creates outlines, but he hasn't ever had those visions of those things that he's created. Where is he creating them from? It's amazing. The impossible possible. So many stories. I'm going to end with this story because I can't not talk about it. I read it on Facebook. This isn't my post, but in the time that we're living, I thought it was just on time and in time to inspire individuals who have inspired other individuals in their living. So you can bring up a picture if you want. This is Mary McLeod Bufane. She was born in 1875 in South Carolina. She was the daughter of formerly enslaved parents. She was the 15th of 17 children. And just at 12 years old, she walked into the house where her mother was washing clothes for white families, and she suddenly saw something she had never seen before, a library. She went closer. She was curious, right? Curious and curiouser, like someone discovering a hidden universe. She reached out for a book, and the employee's daughter came walking up and said with a phrase that stopped her, that would pierce her soul, said, "You're black. Black people don't know how to read." But that phrase, it didn't silence her. That phrase ignited a fire in her, and it changed the course of her life. In that moment, standing before a book, denied not by law, but by racism, she understood something. What separated black people from white people wasn't intelligence. It was their ability and access to education. And so she decided in that moment, at 12 years old, with that very statement from another young child, she would tear down that wall. So she became the top student. She earned a scholarship. She became a teacher, and she never stopped. She founded her own school in Daytona Beach, which later would become Bethune-Cookman University. She taught in prisons. She trained other teachers. She took education where it had been forbidden. And more than just teaching, she empowered. She took students to get them their IDs. She had them learn their history. She had them occupy space and to claim their rights. She faced the Senate. She debated with presidents. She wrote manifestos. She was appointed presidential advisor on racial affairs by Franklin D. Roosevelt at a time when a black woman wasn't meant for anything other than being silenced. But Mary made noise. Noise with ideas. Noise with books. Noise with courage. She became known as the First Lady of Struggle, not for vanity, but because she blazed the trails long before names like Rosa Parks or Martin Luther King Jr. dared to dream. It's estimated that she taught 5,000 people to read. But if we count those that she inspired, liberated, awakened, her impact cannot be measured. She died in 1955, the same year a seamstress refused to give up her seat on a bus. Mary never saw the moment, but she planted every root of it. That is making the impossible possible. So tag you're it, and so it is. Thank you. So this is time for our offering. And so I ask that you move into your heart space. If anything moved you, if anything touched you, if something was inspiring, if you're open just a little bit more to the imagination, the opportunity to move in a new direction, to create something new in, through, and as your life, I ask that you put that into the energy of that which you're giving forth and that which you're seeding and investing into this community. Many people have said, that the thing that we're doing right now is impossible. But with your gift, with your time, with your talent, with your tithe, we are making it possible. We're keeping these doors open for those individuals who are seeking this very truth that will set them free. I'd like to acknowledge all of our TPL members. These are the individuals that are in our Prosperous Life program. Their names are listed here, and we're grateful for your consistent giving on a monthly basis.
There was a time in my life I thought I'd have to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you got to let it go, let it all go. And this is what you have to say.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for
No more
God.
struggle,
No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in my spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thank you, thank you. All right, I invite you to put your hands out. Help me bless this tithe, knowing that we are making it possible through our giving, through our energy, through our blessing, through our consciousness. We're holding in our awareness this community and all that it has given and all that it gets to give and all that it gets to be, that this is the promise that is in these promissory notes. This is the energy of this order that is present, and this is the energy of this center wanting to be more than it has ever been before. How grateful I am to know that it is done. It is done in the mind of God, that all is well, that all our needs are exceedingly met. And I thank you for participating in that. And so it is. Do we have anybody here for the first time? It's never been to our center before. We've got somebody in the back. We've got some over here. Wonderful. We got someone over here as well. We got over here too. We're coming. We've got a gift for you. We've got a little card that you can fill out for information, keep you in the know of what's happening in our events, what's happening at the center, how you can participate, how you can serve, how you can just be present to receive this good. We've got some in the back, Michael, back left by the door there. JC will come up for you in a moment. We thank you for being here. JC, we have another right up here. We thank you for choosing us. We know there's so many places you can choose, and we're so grateful that you tried us on today. Enjoy our last song. It is a good one.
Once again, good morning, CSL family. Please welcome back our guest drummer, Ben. And welcome back our guest vocalist, the fabulous Miss Christina Gilbert. Here we go.
Not more than 3 short years ago, I was abandoned and alone, without a penny to my name, so very young and so afraid, no proper shoes upon my feet. Sometimes I couldn't even eat, I often cried myself to sleep, still I had to keep on going, never knowing if I could take it, if I would make it through the night. I held on to my faith, I struggled and I prayed, and now I found my way.
If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you're gonna make it happen. Make it happen. And if you get down on your knees tonight and pray to the Lord, He's gonna make it happen. Make it happen. Come on.
You're gonna make it happen. Oh yeah. I know life can be so tough and you feel like giving up,
But you must be strong.
baby, just
Hold on.
you never find the answers if you throw your life away. I used to feel the way you do, still I had to keep on going, never knowing if I could take it, if I would make it through the night. I held on to my faith, I struggled and I prayed, and now I finally found my way.
If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you're gonna make it happen. Make it happen. And if you get down on your knees tonight and pray to the Lord, He's gonna make it happen. Make it happen.
Make it happen.
All right, guys, come on. Here we go. Put those hands together. Hey.
You're gonna make it. Make it. Gonna make it. Make it.
Gonna make
Oh,
it.
baby. Oh,
Oh, oh.
make it through the night. I held on to my faith. I struggled and I prayed, and finally found my way.
If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you're gonna make it happen. Make it happen. And if you get down on your knees tonight and pray to the Lord, He's gonna
You
make
can
it
make
happen.
it.
Make it happen.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. I got my feet on solid ground.
Hey.
Thank you, Lord. If you believe within your soul, just hold on tight and don't let go. You can make it happen.
If you believe in yourself enough and know what you want, you're gonna make it happen. Make it happen. And if you get down on your knees tonight and pray to
You
the Lord,
just
He's
gotta
gonna make it
hold
happen.
on.
Make it happen. Last time. If you believe
You're
in
gonna
yourself
make
enough
it.
and know what you want,
You're gonna make
it
it.
happen.
You're gonna
Make
make
it
it.
happen.
You're gonna make it.
And if you get down on your knees tonight and pray to the Lord, He's gonna make it happen. Make it happen.
Make it happen. That's it. That's it. We can make it happen. We can make it happen. So inviting all of our ministers and practitioners to join me up on stage as they are coming up. Yes, we can give them a round of applause. Let us look at these individuals. Let us acknowledge these individuals. They are the healing arm of this spiritual community. They hold the truth. They hold it in consciousness. They hold it for the community. They hold it for every individual that is here. They can hold it for you personally. If you sit down and want to have a prayer with them, I invite you to do that. If you're moving through anything, if you're trying to make something happen, if you're in the space of making the impossible possible in your life, or if you're here to celebrate the good, all of it, anchor it with one of these wonderful practitioners. Will you pray us out? You could do it. No? No? Carl.
For us. This is what I know. I know God is all there is. Everything, always, everywhere. God is it. God is it. Everywhere. And I am a beautiful expression of God, as are each of you, unique in time and space, here to show, to do the impossible, to do it, to make it happen, to have it happen, to enjoy it happening to you, with you, for you, as only it can, in God's giving this to all. It's Costco, it's Amazon. What do you want? I want this, I want that, and I can have it. I know that. I know that. I'm so grateful for this place. I'm so grateful for this teaching. I'm so grateful for every one of you here who helps me, who guides me to keep my faith, to remind me of the truth of who I am, who you are, who God is. I thank you. I thank every one of you. Knowing this is already so, I can do it. I know that. I release this to God, and so it is.
Let's all stand up for our final song, This Is My Wish. This is my wish for the world, that peace will find its way to every boy and girl. This is the time, a time for harmony. Let love be the song that everybody sings. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Whoa, 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 yeah. Peace on earth. Whoa, 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 oh, oh, yeah, yeah. Peace on earth. Fill the air with joyful noise. Ring the bells and raise your voice. Let there be peace on earth. Peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine. Shine, shine, shine. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Let every voice be heard. Let there be peace on earth. Happy Sunday.